So, you know, the first question about anyone who wants to join Web3, what is the hardest thing about joining Web3? So, today we're just going over some of those details and steps that you can take as an average user consumer, someone who's just curious about how to get involved into Web3. I'm going to invite a few of you up on the floor. I am going to definitely make my moderator a moderator and share this room and experience with you today because, guys, we're in it and we have some great info for you. Trust me on that one. But before we get going, let's start with that Web3 news of the day topic. Woohoo! So, the first news of the day topic I would like to discuss with you guys later for sure is House is proposing a stablecoin bill that will put a 2-year ban on stablecoins. So the House committee could vote on legislation about this as soon as next week. And the time to consider the proposal is shrinking, with the midterm elections also approaching. So, with legislation hoping to regulate stablecoins, that's pretty much what's being drafted on the House floor. And that would put a 2-year ban on coins similar to Terra and Luna. Those algorithm coins caused a collapse earlier this year that the United States government definitely paid attention to, and everyone around the world also paid attention to. Even if you were not a part of the Web3 community or a crypto investor, you too also heard the words Luna. It was a very bad flash crash that happened in the community. But if this happens in the United States with the recent framework that Biden just dropped, I think that that would definitely propose a lot of problems for communities and, of course, the crypto stablecoin based communities. There are a lot of communities and projects that are able to meet and fulfill all of the promises that they gave to their investors, their holders, and those supporters within their community. We understand what happens in Luna case was more rare, but it can happen. When you don't properly plan and put proper practices in place to prevent these things as your community is growing and scaling over time. When you are involved with the United States dollar, you're definitely making a big impact, right? And when you're offering the services of we're a stable coin that's always going to be able to be equal to $1, you have to make sure that you have bootstrap security measures in place as well as financial support measures in place to help the market rebound from when your coin dips below the price. Why? Because you were one of these people who started a coin and didn't have it bonded. How do you onboard yourself into Web3? This guidance today is for the average investor, crypto curious enthusiast, or any of the above, right? But anybody who's basically on the road to wealth building, eager to get their feet wet in the world of investing. Oftentimes, our generation pulls away from both traditional investing and digital investing. This is partially due to the vast information in an ever expanding market, plus the poor experiences previously with businesses and money investors coaching leaves people with their trust broken and their confidence shot. We've all seen the master classes. We've all seen the personal coach. Hey, sign up, spend 600. Yeah, those are poor experiences that'll leave someone's confidence shot and they don't want to come into the market. But I'm not here to sell you anything. As always, I take note of what I did, took the steps down from when I started and how I secured things. So later on, I can help someone else because I'm not an advisor or a professional. I'm just like you. That's what makes it cool. So I'm glad you're here today to join us and to learn how you too can onboard yourself, of course, into Web3. So it doesn't matter where you go on the planet. If you want to start a Twitter account, if you want to start an Instagram, if you want to start a profile for that new job you just got hired into, you still have to onboard. And the first step in all onboarding that's in common is starting your profile. Yes. Surprise. It isn't any different in Web3. You still have to get your profile started. The only difference is Web3 is any other time you're told where to go and where to start. In Web3, You're the consumer, creator, investor. You decide. There's many great platforms that one can decide where they want to get their first profile going for their initial investments or journey in the space of Web3. And of course, today we're talking about profile platforms as far as OpenSea or Binance, some of the big guys for trading, right? But it doesn't matter. If you go and you Google and you say, what's cryptocurrency? And Binance comes up and you see it and you say, this sounds interesting. What's the next step? Starting your profile, of course. So setting up your profile is your first commitment because when you do that commitment, you're giving your time, the time to learn, the time to explore on that platform. So before you do give that time and your information, make sure it's a product you believe in. Compare it to a few other products. See how they're different. They may all be platforms, but are all the platforms doing the same thing? No. Are all the exchanges doing the same thing? No. So my DYOR challenge for the average consumer who's starting this journey is to find your product. Do they serve a cause you like? Do they have good business practices? Does it align with just what you like in life? These are the questions you have to ask yourself as the average investor when you decide to come into Web3. Because those questions right there will take you on the research journey that you should be going on to make sure that you believe in this brand before you spend a dime. I personally am not telling you to spend a dime. In fact, I'm telling you to do the exact opposite. I'm telling you to sign up and get the free bonuses from signing up. Start your journey there. Start your journey with their money, not yours, and learn with their money. So as you're making the mistakes and getting around the curve, it's money that you never actually had to invest. It's money that you never actually had to spend. It's money that was given to you as a beta user for signing up because that's how I see it in my mind. But for the average user, for you, it's just you signing up. But that's really what it is for a lot of these starter companies. They may not convey that, but we're early. You're in less than 1% of the 1%. So yeah, you get incentives for signing up and you can also earn incentives through learning and earning on different platforms. But again, that's up to you to do your own research and decide what's for you. Now back to getting your account set up. Typical steps in getting your account set up so that you could later trade or buy NFTs or crypto always go into the same thing. You want to set up your profile, pick a picture, put your pertinent data and details, and make sure for certain exchanges and platforms, you go to your email that you put on that profile and confirm the email address. Because oftentimes, as a security protocol, they will send you a email verification link, and your profile won't fully be active until you click and verify that link. Sometimes you also have to do that verification from the same device that you started it on. So if you started the application on your app, you may have to verify it on your app. Many of the apps we're using for this have incentives. So you either get crypto shares, stock shares, money funded into your account from just signing up. And there are different incentives per app, per platform. So I'm going to give the green light to Credit Care for a minute. I want you to give him the green light for a second and see what your experience was when you very first signed up on one of these platforms, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, so my experience was pretty simple. I mean, especially at that time, because there was very little, if any, KYC actually going on. So essentially, you just walked on there and you got free money to essentially do what you wanted with. And the thing that I did like was that they did allow for you to do other like learning tutorials and learn about other blockchains or learn about other coins, and it would actually go into that information, but then they would give you some at the end of it. Specifically, Coinbase is great for that. I'm sure that other places do that too at this point. If they don't, well, I hope they do soon. But I felt that just getting that free money, quote unquote, was essential to making it easy for me to just hop on there and be like, okay, I could try that. What you